Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday's English session. So today we are going to be looking at starting to write our own explanation text. So on the screen in front of you, I've put our shapes from yesterday, where we had a look at the example Tsunami explanation text, and we summarised the sections into shapes to jog our memory. Now, without looking at your work you did yesterday, or looking at the example explanation text, can you remember what each of these symbols means? No peeking. Pause the video and have a go at jotting them down. Okay, so hopefully you remembered them. So we start off with our dictionary definition of what we're talking about. So today we're going to be talking about an earthquake. So what is an earthquake? Then we move on to the early warning signs, things to do to prepare, what to do when it happens, and what to do afterwards. So hopefully you remembered all of those. Today, like always, because we're going to split it into 2 days, we are going to be focusing just on the first and second paragraph today. So should be easy peasy. So you'll need your notes that you made yesterday. And you will also need a title at the top of your page. So how to survive an earthquake is going to be our title for our explanation page. So if you need some time just to pause the video to jot down the title, then you can do that now and then come back when you are ready. Okay, so we are going to start with our first paragraph. And it is going to be about our dictionary definition. So our example one said, what is a tsunami? So our text is going to be, what is an earthquake? So the first thing you will need to do is get your subheading down. So what is an earthquake? Underline it, question mark, because it is a question. So pause the video if you need some time to do that and then come back when you're ready. Okay, so we've started with our subheading. Now this paragraph, remember, is just a sort of a definition of what we're talking about. So what is a tsunami? So tsunamis are giant waves caused by earthquakes or volcanic eruptions under the sea. And then it goes on to some more detail. So we don't want just one sentence about what an earthquake is. We want more detail about earthquakes as an actual natural disaster. But that's what our first paragraph's about, and you should have some notes from planning from yesterday that you can put into full sentences and create a paragraph. So as an example, I've given you a starter sentence like we usually do in school. So an earthquake is the result of two tectonic plates in the Earth's crust rubbing against each other, causing friction. So that's taken from my knowledge of the Earth's layers and tectonic plates that we looked at in geography last term. You could then go into more detail about what an earthquake actually is, what sort of destruction it causes, where in the world they usually are. So those extra bits of information under what is an earthquake. Okay, so this is sort of background information. Imagine that whoever's reading it doesn't know what an earthquake is, has never heard of them. So that's what this paragraph is about. So you can use my starting sentence as your own to give you a head start. You can use the structure and reword it, or you can just think of your own starter sentence altogether. But this one's here if you need something to give you an idea on what to write. Also on the website uploaded are some different sentence starters that you can have a look at if you want to vary and change up the way that you're writing your sentences. So I would give yourself 5 or 10 minutes to get the first paragraph written down in full, and then come back once you are ready. Okay, so you've written your first paragraph. So now for our second paragraph, which is the final one that we are going to write today. So what our next paragraph is about, and I've put the symbol here, the shape here to remind you, is early warning signs of a tsunami. So what are the signs that you can look out for an earthquake? Now, these are slightly different because in the tsunami example, there were lots of things that you could see yourself. But hopefully, if you researched up, you might have a couple of things, but it did say that you sort of need scientific measurements and things like that to spot early warning signs of an earthquake, but those sorts of scientific measures that you researched yesterday can go into this paragraph as well. Or you might have found some things that normal people can spot as well. So you need the subheading, early warning signs of an earthquake. Not a question this time, so I've put a colon because that's what is used in non-fiction text as the end of subheadings to introduce, because the paragraph underneath is all about the statement at the top. So make sure that you've got that heading down. Pause the video if you need to, and then come back once you're ready. And then underneath I have again got a starter sentence. Now I've gone with, because when I researched it, I found that there wasn't a lot that you could spot yourself, and it went into detail of all the scientific measurements and ways that scientists can spot early signs of an earthquake, or that an earthquake is going to happen. So my starter sentence is, unlike other natural disasters, there are not many early warning signs that you can spot as a regular citizen. And then I would go into detailing all of the scientific measures and the ways that earthquakes are spotted before they happen. However, your starter sentence might be different because you might have been able to find a few things that you can be on the lookout for, that an earthquake is going to happen as a normal everyday person. Okay, so your paragraph might differ from mine. Again, have a look at the starter sentences on the website to change up the way that you're going to start your sentences so they're not all the same. So again, 5-10 minutes to give yourself a chance to write this paragraph. Once you have done that, I would go back through and double check the 2 paragraphs that you have already written for spelling, punctuation, and things like that we'd normally check in school, so that when we come to write the end tomorrow, you know that everything you have written is perfect and fine. So give yourself 5-10 minutes to write this paragraph, and then that is all we are going to do for English today. Make sure you pop back tomorrow to write the rest.